G'day everybody and welcome back to the Hardball Gets AFL show. This podcast is proudly brought to you by the Mazda BT50. You do ute. Today on the show, it's the 2-minute warning at around 11. If you haven't subscribed wherever you listen to your podcast, please do that. Leave us a rating and leave us a review. All right, let's get stuck in. This is the Hardball Gets AFL show. My name's Nick Rynne, joined by Xavier Ellis and Ryan Daniels. What's going on, gents?
Oh, it's Monday morning.
It's heavy.
Start of a new week.
Yeah.
There's a lot of grumps around already.
I know, mate. All I'm saying is sunshine and laughter today. That's all I care about. There's no more positive person in WA than me today.
Really?
No, the exact opposite.
Yeah, and we record, you would have been up for hours now, so you've had a real chance to get into it. Into your grump.
No, mate, from 4 o'clock onwards.
What is it? You just woke up on the wrong side of the couch?
It's early on this morning. I slept on the couch last night, got kicked out there. Me and Emma are on thin ice at the moment, which is interesting. No, I wanted to start and watch the Monaco Grand Prix. I got to the warm-up lap, so the formation lap.
Yeah.
I'm buckled in. I got my phone charger in case I fall asleep out there next to me. So I unplugged the internet.
Sure.
Because the cord is the closest to where I sit, where I park.
Okay.
So I woke up at 2 a.m. I did not see one car go around that bloody circuit. Gone and done it. Anyway, so I woke up this morning, couldn't get the internet cord back in, so that was giving me the shits. My buzzer wasn't working to get underground to the car park, so that gave me the shits. And then last but not least, just lobbed a little drink bottle. The coffee's still in it, went all over the wall. So I went 3 from 3 in the space of 20 minutes. I've given up on Monday.
Yeah, bad start to the day.
So if I hit skip on 6 teams today, that's the new rule.
Well, you look good. You've got a little bit of dusting going on.
I can't see any reflection at all.
I've already mentioned them. Oh wow, Lee Shields. Like, look at that bloke.
Plenty of makeup on. She won't recognise you.
So the other day I kept it on and my eyes started peeling.
It's not comfortable.
Well,
when you have it on,
it is when you get a bit of attention. I go down the cafeteria and the girls start flapping. Look at him!
I've never looked at you like this, Xavier.
Oh, I know. Anyway, that's me. Monday, a shitty round of footy too. Good upsets. I enjoyed that. How many teams scored over 100 on the weekend?
Oh, off the top of my head, maybe 2. 1.
Last Collingwood over North were the only team to get to 100.
Sounds right.
They just scraped in as well, didn't they?
Mate, bad kicking's bad football.
Do you reckon it's the bye? Do you reckon teams they start getting edging towards that bye?
Do you know what it is?
What?
People can't kick a drop punt. What a way to start your weekend on Friday night.
Yeah.
Let's see how many we can bally in 2 hours.
Well, how many different ways can we butcher this shot on goal?
When do you reckon it started? The whole
shit
kicking it around your body.
Who was it? Stevie J. Everyone wanted to be Stevie J, but he could do it.
But all I'd say is the people who can do it have mastered the drop punt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I said to Stevie J,
they're bored.
You have to kick a
drop
drop, but they practice the drop punt as much as anything.
Yeah.
I reckon these people are just practicing their snaps.
So the guys like Stevie, it's like they're a pro golfer, and they can use any club in the bag.
Yeah.
Right. Mm. But these other guys are like idiots like me.
Yeah, what do you want to draw? A fade, a stinger?
I could drive it, but I can't actually putt. I don't know if they're just using the putter like a driver.
I don't know if I'm remembering wrong, but I don't remember him ever doing it in a position where you thought he should kick a drop punt here. He kicked for the position he was in, or am I wrong?
Harry?
No, Stevie J.
Oh, Stevie J. No, Stevie J later in life I think started going from drop punt areas.
Yeah, okay.
But he was just taking the piss because he was good at everything.
Yeah. Oh, Norm.
Yeah, I reckon that's it. Master the drop punt first.
Yeah.
I was going to make a sexual reference, but I'm not going to.
Well, now you kind of should.
Yeah, well, let's nail missionary before you start tying yourself to a ceiling.
Just bringing out the cup.
Let's be serious. Anyway.
Hey, how did we go on the vote from last week?
Oh, you did say this to me, and I had to talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Well, for those who didn't catch last week's episode, I had...
And it wasn't a criticism on the interview.
An exclusive sit-down interview with Paul Fitzpatrick, the chairman of the West Coast Eagles. You can hear some of it now.
I don't think I can add to that. You've done that really well.
There you go.
Makes me weaker a week later too.
Tell you what, it's so good. Anyway, you put it on the socials as to what did people think. Now, they had to put a mirror if they thought it was a little bit too indulgent.
Yeah, so I thought you should have left that bit out of the interview. We didn't need to see the
Insane.
chairman say, I couldn't have summed that up any better, Ryan. I didn't need to hear that.
I disagreed.
Yeah, well, of course you did, you knob. Anyway,
Yeah,
so that went in.
You had to put a mirror if you thought it was too indulgent.
Yes.
An arm flex if you thought it was perfect. Or was there something else?
No, just one or the other.
No, there was one in the middle. No, it was...
one or the other.
I'm not a... Here we go. You had to...
Mate, you just...
Mate,
How do
you
I find it?
just
I never
deflate
use...
this whole program.
I've never done Instagram Insights, all right? I'm looking here. But it was...
Any insights?
Was this really necessary to leave in? Yes, he's done that really well. Mirror, Kool-Aid. I don't think we actually put the arm flex. Or we might have put the arm flex in as well. But it was...
this bloke doing?
Can we do a poll
Mate,
about this?
Yeah.
Can we do a poll about
Let's
whether
do a
I
poll.
should never
Should
do
What
we-
is the
Instagram Reels
result,
again?
Nicholas?
Should we
I'm trying to
Nick-
find the result. I'm padding.
No, but I think we just left people to leave comments and stuff.
No, we didn't. We had a poll on
No, it
stories.
was a poll.
But if anyone out there knows how to find the
So
results
you
of
did a poll and you don't know how to look at the results.
Mate, it's
I'm
just
going to do a new
yeah,
poll.
basically,
Are we going to
essentially.
edit Nick out of the whole podcast?
Can we?
Starting
Probably
now. Let's put
Yeah.
that up. Should we vote him out?
In
think
the
we
parts
probably
where
should.
Nick's talking, it'll just be silence.
Silence.
But I
Surely-
think we all agree that might be better.
It was
Very well could be.
Anyway, but I did notice that underneath there were some comments that were all...
Oh, here we go. Go. Well, I've got it.
There we go.
Was this really necessary to leave in? 30% said yes, he's done that really well.
It's not
That's
bad.
70 that said no, mate.
23% did the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, we're still drinking that Kool-Aid.
47% went with the mirror.
So if you add the Kool-Aid and the 30%
No, the
together...
Kool-Aid
No,
and
the
mirror.
Kool-Aid is
Kool-Aid
not-
is the brother of the
Yeah.
mirror, you idiot.
The Kool-Aid is not the... He's done that very well.
I'll take
70-30.
I'm surprised I
70.
got 30.
Should have been cut.
When I
Let's be
mentioned it, in
honest.
all seriousness, did you think, oh, Christ, he's on to me? Like, I was the only one that said that
Look,
shouldn't have stayed in.
when it was being cut and I watched it back, I did think for a split second, I was like, oh, that might be a bit much.
No, just left out all the important stuff around contracts and stuff, but which you asked.
Yeah, I did ask, but there
It
was
just
no
didn't-
time.
They just didn't quite make
There was no
it.
time to run that.
Yeah.
Do we want to discuss the end of last week?
You table it? Yeah, we're happy to.
I'm happy
happened?
to table it.
What happened?
The Simpson stuff
Oh.
with the leave. Do we want to just clear it? Because a lot of people on my tweet responded, wait till Xav sees
Oh,
this.
yes.
And I knew Rhino was
Well,
up and
all-
about it with
I've-
all the
I've got
replies.
an- I've got an
had
insight.
another reply.
You got an insight. We've been talking about this a lot.
I've seen, I've been to a travel agent, a friend
Yeah.
of mine, and she's taken 2 bookings. Apparently, Lockie Neal and Adam Simpson are off to the Maldives together.
Very good.
No.
So set the scene, Rhino. What was
Look, I can't go into complete full detail for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But all I will say is the issue comes down to internal communication.
So this was you went with Adam Simpson.
Hold on, no.
Eddie.
You got to go
Backtrack
back
that.
with the actual.
Eddie,
Yeah.
Eddie went on Nines News in Melbourne, spruiking footy classified, as he does. And Eddie's a salesman. He's teasing the story. Adam Simpson's going to take leave. He's going to be asked or forced to take leave. The language was quite aggressive in some ways. Good promotional stuff from Eddie. He knows what he's doing. And I saw it and thought, geez, that's a huge story. So I do what I'm supposed to do. I make calls, I check, and I am reliably told, sort of, it's at the end of the year, yada, yada, yada. Clarified it completely. Should I do it? Can I go with that on the news?
Not
Is
gonna
that
be
right?
forced,
Yep,
but-
that's right. You can go with that. Perfect. I go with it on the news, and within an hour later, the club has denied it and said it's not true, which left me more confused than just about every other
And there was
person.
another article in that time as well in the Herald Sun with a statement from a club spokesperson.
Confirming
that
the
he
leave
would
as
be
well.
offered the
Yeah.
leave.
So look, can I also clear here that I think everybody involved was probably trying to do the right thing and offer support to Adam Simpson or explain the situation at the club or whatever was going on. But it turned into a shit show, and it was purely just because of a lack of communication. So any idiot that's bashing me about it, piss off. Because
Hang on,
you wouldn't believe some of the messages
Grumpy's
I've
contagious.
There's a couple of people in
What
particular.
happened? Your buzzer didn't work this morning.
Yeah, my buzzer has not worked for 3 days. And just, piss off because I did my job properly. Other people maybe didn't. It wasn't my issue. I did my thing properly. Can I just leave it at that? Are we done?
Bang.
So let's get into it a bit deeper, actually.
Go as deep as
No,
you
you know
like.
what my thoughts are.
Pull up
I
those
think
seats.
it's done. It's over.
It's a non. You know what?
A non-issue. And if
A non-story somehow became a big story
No.
because of the screw-ups.
it's a massive non-issue.
Correct.
I mean, every day I pray my boss says have 12 weeks. Every day.
No, right?
Oh, mate.
I would take it.
Oh, mate, I'd take it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
right.
wait for the lift.
Yeah.
I'm out the window.
You'd leave before
I
he
love
told you it
work.
was unpaid.
yeah. I heard something paid on the way out.
All right, well, let's get stuck into the 2 minutes for this week. Again, we go in descending order from the top of the ladder, and we're starting with Collingwood.
Kate's on it.
We're all over it today.
You're under the pump, Kate, because we can sub you out very quickly
Oh,
today.
yeah. So there was a kind of a roll the arm over game for Collingwood. No great heights. They just got the job done against the North Melbourne side, which is struggling. But this is something that struck me this morning. It's very strange to say this, but have we not talked about Jordan De Goey enough now that he's actually playing at the level we thought he should be playing at?
Well, Paddy Dangerfield summed it up in the game where he said he's clearly a top 10 player in the competition.
Yeah, and
He almost said that like without changing his voice or his tone. It was like, that's just fact.
I feel like it is. Well, he's averaging 25 touches, a goal per game, and 6 clearances a game. And we talked for 5-6 years about he needs to be this kind of player. Now he is. We don't really mention it or not.
Remember we spoke about Freo should try and get him last year as the link
Would've
that
been
Floated
nice.
that
when
one
he was
out.
under the pump
Yeah.
at Collingwood,
Yeah.
the Freo should try
Closer
and
to
wedge
Barley.
it as that extra little cherry on top.
Yeah, he did float that out. And look, he's a phenomenal player. I don't think anyone ever doubted that.
Oh, I thought it was a bit of a
Well, he never did it
flash in the
consistently.
pan at times.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone doubted the talent.
No, but
Like-
even his grand final in 2018 was pretty special.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we all looked at it and went, man, if this guy can just keep it all together and stop with the rat bag stuff.
Yeah, see,
always
this is what I'm thinking. And now
just
he's done
play.
it. And
Yeah.
we're not really like...
So you don't think there's enough return fanfare on the flip
I
side?
don't think so.
No.
Don't you have to? You have to do some more time.
Well, Toby Green's I reckon still just coming out the
He
other
still
side
cops
of it.
it.
Yeah.
Anytime Toby Green does an interview, he still gets the whole, but what about when you snap and you react poorly?
Yeah.
And he's got to answer that question.
Yeah.
It becomes...
I'm not
it's-
chasing choir boys
It's
either.
attached.
Yeah, I'm not after a choir boy from him. Like
No.
you're still going to have a blunder or two along the way.
Yeah.
I'm just after a minor blip, not
Yeah. Could he win the Brownlow?
Yes.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah.
I think it's because there's such an even team. There's no,
Imagine
like...
that speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine if you said I'm not coming.
Is he going to be there? Yeah.
Just not doing it.
I got stitched up in my contract last year. They took the Brownlow trigger out. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
No, you're right though. Jordan De Goey superstar.
Port Adelaide.
Surprised to hear that team name at number 2.
Are they,
Yeah.
are they second?
Yeah, they're second. They've won 8 straight, I think it is.
I have him, and I was like, I got a while before my first team. I
they're
don't. Quick shout to our man Dill Will.
Dylan
Dylan Williams. He's playing well.
Oh yeah, your man.
Since I pumped him up, he's looking pretty
They
good.
put up some graphic of him and another bloke who are now like undefeated, and they look like the same person.
He's
have
very
told you.
generic, Dylan
He
Williams.
has a very like
If he walked past you tomorrow,
creator
you wouldn't know
player
who it was.
standard.
That
sort
could be
of-
Dylan Williams here, and I wouldn't know.
40 could be Dylan Williams. Yeah, absolutely. Couple of players I want to just dissect. They're 8 in a row. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Mate, and Ken's still going, hey.
8 straight.
Mick
State of
Barlow,
Origin week, good
Mick
time to be
Barlow
8
made
straight.
a good point about Ken's signature, and he quoted, when you get married, they say in sickness and in health.
Yeah.
They're going through the healthy stages now. Don't jump. You didn't jump during the sickness, but no need to dive in at happy. Just cool your jets.
Just give it some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Junior Rioli, what do we think about his addition? We haven't spoken a lot about him since the season started. He's kicked 10 goals in 9 games, 4 goal assists.
Suspended for 1 or 2. What do you get for that little spin?
Well, it must just be, could be
was
2. He's
2.
played 9 games, so
Yeah,
it
you
could
got
be
two,
the
you
2.
got 2, yeah.
What I think we thought at the start of the season was what he will do, because he's not a huge goal kicker. He's more of a sort of set the table kind
Did
of
he
guy.
kick mid-30s his best year, maybe West Coast?
Yeah,
Was that
maybe
2018 his
33,
best?
34, maybe around that mark. But what he does do is he has enabled Butters and Rosie to spend less time up forward. Like, because he's up there, he's the creator now. Because I think Butters was kind of...
But I
he
reckon...
needed to spend time at half forward last year.
But they've wedged players like Darcy Byrne-Jones down there.
Darcy Byrne-Jones has been great too. I've got his
Obviously,
name down as
Pal,
well.
Pal Pepper's another one who
Yeah.
is
Pal Pepper's
down
gone
there.
jump.
They've got a mixed bag of everything down there that... who's going to kick the goals?
Yeah.
They've got no
key forwards.
no Big Dixon, no Georgiades,
Yeah.
no
Toddy Marshall.
Yeah,
Marshall.
Marshall, that's
So that's a big win at the GO. I know it's only ties. It's a good win.
Do we buy in? Are they premiership contenders?
I'd
They're
see him
second
in
on
a
the ladder.
prelim. I'd see him in a prelim, so then I suppose you've got to say they're a premiership.
Adelaide Oval home final. Put that in there too. That's
Oof.
an extra 2 or 3%.
Oof.
That would be good.
Brisbane.
Brisbane Lions, I'm not throwing the baby out with the bathwater there. That's just the most overused quote of any football coach that gets trumped. Not going to throw the baby out.
Has anyone ever thrown a baby out with the bathwater?
Probably.
Well, I don't really want to go into that, to be honest.
Where's the baby?
I could probably draw up the records and see some people in prison, but hey, I'm not going to...
What are you throwing the bathwater, by the way? Don't you just pull the plug out of the drain?
To 12 years for throwing out baby with bathwater.
Yeah. Brisbane Lions, I don't think the conditions really suited yesterday away from home. Wet, slippery pill.
Also,
I don't know.
Mighty Crows at Adelaide Oval.
Well, we're Crow eaters, so we're all on... and again, another one with the crowd at home, Adelaide. Adelaide Oval should be... absolutely humming at the moment with what the Adelaide sides are doing. But Brisbane Lions, how do you see it? Do you think they've got the exact team they want right now? Their team, as we said last week, undefeated in the twos, absolutely humming. Have you found a spot that you think, no, that's still not quite sitting right with me?
For me, I still think...
Joe.
Joe, but also the Gunston piece, they haven't quite fully unlocked it yet.
Is he in there because it's a recruit? So I think he had 14 marks last week.
He's had a couple of moments.
I think 9 were in the last quarter, Jack. But I think he's there for a big game.
Yeah.
Could kick through.
And I think they're conscious of those forwards. Like, everyone has their day, and one day it'll be his day. So you just got to leave him in there.
I'm more backing it to be his day if he gets the opportunity than the other two.
Is there anyone in the Brisbane Lions team, if you're an opposition player, that you're looking over your shoulder in case he runs through you? Is there anyone in the team?
Runs through you?
Maybe.
Jack Payne looks like he'd hurt.
Who's the toughest prick in that team?
You're talking about you questioning hardness?
Yeah. And I'm not saying they're soft. I'm just saying, is there someone... Like, you know when Robbo was playing, you're like, where's Robbo?
I'll go across that half-forward line. I reckon Zorko wouldn't miss you. I reckon Zach Bailey won't miss you.
Watch your eyes.
Did you get a week for that?
It's not out.
I don't know. Zorko, Bailey, Rayner. I reckon they wouldn't cop shit in that half-forward line.
Good.
Starcevic down back.
Yeah, he's tough.
They got some pointy-elbowed blokes down back.
No, I'm not worried about their toughness.
Okay.
Melbourne, they just seem 5% off across the board, but one of the things which is really standing out is that I think good teams have figured out how to go around the May lever sort of death zone there, where they take the intercept and they'd really set everything up going off.
Yeah.
They're either going around them or they're just going just short of them.
They haven't done that with Alir yet.
No, they haven't done that with Alir.
I feel like they miss Harrison Petty down back. Because when he was down back, he's the shutdown defender, right? And it leaves May and Lever a little bit more roll-off, like less responsibility. When he's not there and they were playing him forward for a lot, now obviously he's out injured at the moment, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, I just feel like they were a better defensive side with him there, taking the main key tall.
Yeah. My little brother's big on him saying if I was a club, I'd crowbar him out.
Petty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could crowbar him out. I think you're right. He's one of those players that all the bells and whistles and all the money going to Lever and Steve May, that Petty you could double his wage and it still wouldn't hurt you.
I like
hurt your bottom line.
Think of them as like players that unlock other players.
Yeah.
Like Petty's not a star, but he makes May and Lever look better. Like they are stars, particularly May, I suppose. But without him, they just kind of can be brought back to.
I think I've mentioned in here Hawthorn midfield when I was young, and two fatties and a skinny.
Yeah.
The skinny's job was to get out and defend the players that leak out, and the fatty's job was to get the tough stuff done.
Yeah.
Like they unlocked the skinny blokes unlock the bigger blokes doing their work inside. There's players who internally, I'm certain, would be absolutely loved. Like, and Petty's probably one of them.
Petty
where they go,
one of them for sure.
If Steve May goes, thanks, mate, here's a bottle of wine. I'm on
Everyone's talking about
850 because you're defending well behind.
Everyone's talking about Stephen May's 9 intercept marks and 15 intercept possessions, but Petty's
they still suffer, and it's bizarre from a premiership side, which is still like top 4. That they still haven't really figured out the forward mix.
They've got some weaknesses. They've got some massive weaknesses. That forward line wouldn't be in the top 8 forward lines in the comp.
St Kilda.
That is me. Are there alarms? Are we?
Yeah, but I think
we're worried now. Yeah. We're worried now.
So they said there was a Hawthorn kicked the last 4 late. They had 10 more scoring shots, Hawthorn.
Yeah. I wasn't surprised watching that game that Hawthorn won.
Either was I, mate. Baby!
Did you tip him? Oh, you got not tipped him. You tipped into him. Okay. So their last 3.
I haven't looked at my actual tips for about a month, but yeah.
They lost to the Crows. They beat GWS by a couple of goals, and they've lost to Hawthorn. I've gone back. I know we were at the start of the year, we were all praising Ross, and he's gotten the most out of every player. Yeah. But in the last month, I just feel less enthusiastic about this list because even with getting the most out of every one of these guys, I don't know if there's enough here. And when you've got Ross, you're not going to be really bad. So they're going to hover
Yeah.
in the 7 to 14 range.
Well, straight away, who would you rather, Hawthorn's list or St Kilda's list?
Hawthorn.
Yeah, because you're down, but you're going to
There's
go
better
past.
players on St Kilda's list right now,
Yeah.
but
It feels like-
if I'm going to be mediocre, I'd rather have
Schoolyard,
these good
5
young
of the
kids.
first 8 are probably St Kilda.
If you're
and
building
then,
a list,
yeah.
probably.
Oh,
yeah.
maybe.
Sorry,
not.
no, in terms of
As in
schoolyard,
right now.
lunchtime.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know how Ross falls in love with his stars? Like,
Yeah,
falls
who's he in
over
love
here?
with?
Yeah.
Maybe he had no one to love in the first round, so it was shared around equally. And now, like, King's back, Steele's around, like he's tipping
Steele's
tipping
injured.
well in.
He's running around like a busted ass.
Yeah,
he's
I was
not
going to
good.
say, still is just, he's not himself. He's
Stuck
not
on 9 disposals for ages on the weekend
Yep.
and then didn't look. And I reckon he's actually taking a bit away from Brad Crouch. Brad Crouch's first 8 weeks was exceptional.
I want him to put Windhager back in. 37 again in the VFL.
Is it, well,
I just think he's
Ro-
another one of
Ross
these
did
unlocked
mention him.
players.
Ross did mention him
Yeah.
yesterday pre-game.
Or maybe put someone near James Sicily.
So Windhagen was out with what?
He's just been out.
out.
He's
Was
been
he
playing
dropped
VFL.
or was he injured? Because I thought Ross said we've got to find a way to get Windhagen,
I think
Billings.
he was dropped.
Yeah, right. So, mate, I think he's definitely in their plans because
Has to.
he mentioned him purely saying we've got to get him back in the side.
To me, he's one of the guys that unlocks the other guys. Maybe you bring him in, he plays a role, and it frees up Jack Steele
Yeah.
a bit more.
Western Bulldogs.
All right, Western Bulldogs, Jamari Ugle-Hagen had a good game on the weekend. Sorry, Lobby, you got to go. You're out, mate.
You dropping him?
It's time now to make Jamara and the astronaut. I don't care who does the backup ruck. Tim English is one of those exceptional talents. He can ruck for 85%, 90% of the game. You don't need much to fill in. Jamara needs space. He came out, I think he took 9 marks on the lead on the weekend, like on the lead with the Dewey Pill. He's had some shitty games this year, Jamara, don't get me wrong. He's had a 5 and he's had missed, kicked 1 goal in a month. I think now, watching on the weekend, it is right now the time to tip straight into him and say, Norton and Jamara, you two are the it.
Yep.
And we'll bring in another small if we have to get to your feet. But I just don't like the 3 mix. It's clunky. I think it's time. Jamara becomes my man.
Yep.
And,
You
Ash-
wanna
and
clear
just
out?
launches into his career.
I don't. In the moment when they were recruiting Rory Lobb, it didn't make
It
sense
didn't
to me.
look weird.
Sam Darcy's not even in this team.
Nah.
Is he playing twos or is he injured?
He was injured. I'm not sure if he's back
Oh,
yet,
well.
but he was not. He was out originally because of injury, and he was not in great form because there's no spot for him.
Second year tall.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. When they were saying that they wanted Lobb, I thought, okay, maybe given his age, they think, right, Darcy's not quite ready, Jamara's not quite ready. We need someone who can help us win right now. That's your justification. But I'm also looking at it going, isn't he just taking away opportunities from other guys?
Negative on the Darcy front.
Right, so he's injured. He's out injured.
Yeah, okay.
But so he wouldn't be playing over Lobb now anyway because of the injury. But Lobb would be blocking that spot. Anyway, I just don't understand why
Yeah.
they did it in the first place. There were teams that it made sense for.
I mean, the Dogs are going well.
They are going well. So that's the flip side argument. He's playing and they're going well. So maybe
Yeah, but
I mean, on
I'm
the-
taking them to the glory land. I'm not taking them top 4. I'm taking them to glory
You don't
land.
want him to go well, you want him to go very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on the weekend, that was 2 goals basically from terrible free kick. Like they were
Yeah.
further away than it seemed on the end. at the
Yeah,
end.
when it got to 1 point, you used to assume the Dogs would kind of come over the top. But
Yeah, not Motor Bloody Humphrey. We'll get to that.
He's
oof.
my man, mate. Oh.
Adelaide. So it was very conflicting feelings for me on Sunday afternoon where I love Adelaide so much, but if they won, it knocked Freo out of the 8 for the weekend.
Oh.
It was, but
I
I still
thought you were
tipped
going
him.
back to your roots of Brisbane. I was like, geez, that's a stretch.
No,
like
no,
a
no,
Queensland
it's just-
team.
I mean, it's still got a big Brisbane soft spot.
State of Origin week, I get it.
You
But
know,
jeez.
yeah. So I wanted to go through and think, because we talk about the sides who have bulk All-Australian. Like I think Adelaide are going to finish top 4 by the end of the year. Like I think they're so good at
Really?
home now. Yeah, and they're only, 2 games out of it?
Should have beaten Giants
1 game
40
out of
up and should have beaten Collingwood at home.
Yeah, it
they
might
shouldn't lose
hurt.
at home. They should not lose at home.
and I
They're
don't
top
think they'll
4.
lose at home.
that means
again.
who are you bumping out of there?
Melbourne.
I don't mind it.
Okay.
Well, they're only a game behind.
Mate, momentum.
This is not like a momentous call. They're 4 points out of the top 4 currently. Like
I mean, I was drinking Adelaide Kool-Aid at the
He's on
start
it.
of the year, mate. You're pissed on it.
He's,
I
he's
think-
on a heater lately.
I think
he's
they're
starting
go-
to make calls
I
that
don't- well,
come true. It's
bro, I
terrifying.
had some comments about that on the weekend. Broken clock. We do this 4 years. I think I've got 4 right now, and they've all been this year.
What do they say?
so-
Broken clock's right twice
Twice
a
a
day.
day, yeah. So I wanted to go through who the potential All-Australian candidates, and I only really came out with 2 looking at them straight away, which was Dawson, obviously, and Rankine. It's 23.
Dawson's
got
to be a lock.
Dawson's got to be a lock.
If you did the team tomorrow, he's a lock.
And Rankine's going to be very
He's
close
in.
to that.
No, he's small forward. Small forwards, there's not many of them.
Well, yeah, there's not many players at that level at the moment.
He's in. Made 23 and 5 scoring shots on the weekend. He's in.
Yeah, well, he scored 3 and gave off 3.
Yeah, career high.
But that's it, right?
I think that's it. That's all I came up with.
One of the defenders is they love
They
the
got Butts. Is that who just got
no, maybe not Butts, but
Who's
yeah.
the big? Oh, what's his name? The big country lad.
Yes, he's outstanding the week before against the Dogs.
Murray, Nick Murray.
Yeah, Nick Murray. Yeah, Nick Murray. He's just a big lump.
Yeah.
But here's Adelaide just really quickly. They'll start favourites against. Extend just for 1 second for us, please.
Oh.
No, I can't leave Nick. They're favourites against the Suns, West Coast, North Melbourne, Essendon, Giants.
Are these their next 5?
I think I might skip one in there, but that's an easy run. This is just the end of the season. Giants, Suns again, Sydney struggling, and West Coast to finish the season.
Wow, that's a great run home.
They might finish minor premiers.
I'm with you.
Might.
Yeah.
They had West Coast twice in that.
Yeah, West Coast twice.
Oh, man, that's a good
And it
run.
worked.
And North.
Yeah. Oof.
That's a really good run. You
Yeah,
might
they
be
come.
right.
I'm onto it.
But you know what? He
And-
I didn't know that.
He didn't know
I
that.
did not know
and
that.
Gold
He's just
Coast
ass
twice.
backwards falling.
Yeah, so they've got Gold Coast twice, and they've got West Coast twice, and they've got North in there as well.
Gold Coast are looking better though.
was
Matty
gonna say,
Rauch
Gold
is
Coast-
chewing
No,
that
but I
grass.
mean, it's not like you're going to get blasted by.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I was going to say Melbourne, but I'm just they're tipping out Melbourne. So
Sorry, I just had to get that draw out.
Collingwood.
that's fair.
Essendon.
All right, 50 points, regulation, minimum probably required win, 50 points against West Coast.
Yeah,
That's fine.
not got lucky. Started the game well, and that was game over.
was, yeah.
Like Duggan should have got a hand on one on the goal line. Shannon Hearn getting out marked in the goal
He's
square.
mentioned the Duggan thing. I reckon 4 times I've heard him say it. He was so flat about Duggan.
Oh, you got to start well,
Okay,
and they've
yeah.
both been outmarked. The premiership leaders down there. I mean, all they had to start. Not all they had to do, but like you don't want to be 4-0 within 5 minutes.
They're in the 8 again. They got North this week, so they're set up pretty well to go into the bye in the top 8, which is nice. 3 players I want to just touch on quickly. Ben Hobbs, geez, we were admiring. Well, I was definitely
Yeah,
admiring.
you're in love. I was
The
more of a red
calves and
dog.
the quads on this kid.
Definition.
It's Lockie Neal-like. He's a little nugget. And he knows how to find the footy. He uses it really well. He knows where the goals are. I reckon this kid's going to be an absolute star. I'm all in on Ben Hobbs.
Has he got a trick?
Well, does Lockie? I think he's just good at that clearance, congested stuff.
But has Lockie ever been in the Petrarca? Like, I think DeGoey and those guys.
Oh, he might not be that kind of player. But
Right, okay.
I'm saying he could
Still
be
take
Lockie
a
Neal.
Brownlow medal.
No, but Brownlow medal, I get it. But Brownlow medal favours people who rack the piss out of
Yeah.
the foot.
Well, physically, he's not Bont.
Yeah.
You know, like and I'm sure he's probably looked at Lockie.
Oh, don't
and
get me wrong,
gone,
you'd love a Lockie
Hey,
Neal.
that's me.
I'm taking Lockie Neal any day of the week.
He's probably looked at Lockie and gone, "That's
Yeah.
my guy."
Yeah.
because I'm short. I've got these big legs. I'm tough inside.
No,
That's me.
like him. And he gave it a roost or two, didn't he?
He get further than we thought he should be able to kick.
Yeah, no, we thought
It's
top
those
of the goal
legs,
square
man.
once or twice. He kicks it bloody 70.
Quadzilla.
Yeah, no, I like Hobbs.
Mason Redmond was the other one, and Kyle Langford.
Mason
I put
Redmond.
them in the
Love the dog,
same.
mate.
I put them in the same group because they're 25, 26 years old.
Who floated that? Oh, someone floated Adelaide should go after Redmond. He's out of contract. I think he's a free agent.
Geez,
South
he'd be
Australian.
an
Hello.
amazing get.
Get on board,
'Cause
mate. Premiers.
Just Adelaide.
Premiers 2024.
Geez, that would be good.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Can you imagine?
I love the Red. It's a sexy team too.
They'd be continuing to build our team.
This is really,
Just
this
a
is
team
one of
of
our
our
guys.
boys.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
just-
Redmond, give me
they're
as much. It's just Sicily and Redmond should be brothers.
Yeah.
Do some
yeah.
amazing stuff and then
Yeah.
some just
Imagine
stupid
they
stuff
hung out.
every now and
They
then.
hung out. It'd be a
Yeah.
disaster.
Fremantle.
Freo, I got the Dockers. Well done on the Dockers. They're back on track, as the paper said today. Of course, Luke Jackson, incredible. 3 goals, 19 disposals. Rucked. How much does Sean Darcy hurt over the next month?
Well, I don't think it's going to be a bad hammy. I'd be surprised if it's longer than 3 weeks. They've
Gets
got
a
a
week
bye
off.
in there. Jackson was fantastic in the ruck. So, look, I don't think it hurts them that much.
The bye is well timed.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and still get Sonny back after that as well. I don't think it's a disaster. If it was like season ending, I'd be like, all right, this changes
I
things.
think they get into a slightly easier part of the draw now.
Yeah, they roll into Richmond.
At home.
But that's Nankervis, who's a bloody big beast of a bloody
Yeah,
thing,
he is,
isn't he?
yeah.
And then they go to the Giants, Giant Land. So Ruckman's probably not going to hurt you against the
Kieran
Giants.
Briggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate,
and then the Bombers back here.
Yeah.
back here.
The
So you think they're
the
best-
bookies say they're still not favourite to make the 8.
Yeah,
Right.
It's a tough with some of the draws of the people around them as well.
Well, look at Adelaide, for instance.
Yeah, well,
That draw is
Adelaide-
amazing.
Well, they had Freo had that. They butchered it.
Yeah, they had it earlier.
Yeah.
Essendon also, I think, still have North twice and West Coast again.
Yeah, they got gravy coming.
And this is where those early losses...
And you're worried about Geelong, who are going to get their injury list is staggering. Geelong.
Well, Geelong and Sydney have the talent when they're healthy to come.
So centre bounce grand final day, Geelong playing it. Would you be surprised if Stanley walked to the middle with Dangerfield, Duncan, and Guthrie?
Yeah, no.
Like, they're not a soul there.
How have you turned this into a negative Fremantle segment?
No, sorry.
Jeez,
So
he's a hater.
Well, Sean Darcy.
I've just said they make the 8, and I've given Luke Jackson a pat on the back, and I said great win against
And then
Melbourne.
he got all doom and gloom.
Or if
about-
you're going to come at me, you can piss off. I think they.
Sean Darcy's been pretty much their best player over the past month, right? I would say.
I think Andy's back on track.
One or
to
two.
the
Caleb's
level.
been
Oh,
unbelievable.
Sarong.
Yeah, I
love
I'd have
Sarong.
him there.
He's
Sarong.
so
I
good.
love
Very
Sarong.
nice.
He comes in the studio, gives me shit
He's
relentlessly.
taller than he looks, right?
Nah, you bop him. Jeez, he gives it to me.
Good.
Oh, Geelong. What a time to be alive on the weekend. We're not even worried about the result. We're worried about Oisin,
Oh,
which is the pronunciation.
take your moment.
Thanks. Strangely enough, we had an Irish fan called Paddy email in.
O'Sheen.
O'Sheen.
Oisin.
O'Sheen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You say it a little bit
O'Sheen.
with a bit like.
Well, he said it was like Oisin.
Yeah, but that's his accent.
And then his
Just say it.
sister, on the phone. I listened
that
very
his sister?
carefully to the
Is that
phone
his
call
sister?
home.
That's his sister.
That's his sister.
Yeah.
No,
That's his sister.
She said something like Ocean. Like
Yeah, that's his sister
Oisin.
saying it in probably an Australian version.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. We're going
right.
with Oisin. So 15 disposals, 6
Oisin.
intercept possessions, 4 score involvements.
Yeah.
Fifth game
He
of
looked pretty
AFL
good.
rules.
He looked
good.
okay.
He looked like he's not out of place.
No.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't be playing if Geelong were full, but yeah.
Well, no,
It's
mate,
remarkable.
He's going to hold
I
his
can't
spot.
believe he somehow pulled this off.
He's only
Maybe it was a big season for O'Sheen Mullen. Like, who the I don't even reckon Hawkins
Under
knew he
pressure.
was.
I cannot believe this bloke's played a game.
Nah, crazy.
He only played 2-3 VFL games.
What about his
Not
old
for
man?
him, just because you somehow
Yeah.
plucked him from
Yeah.
obscurity.
Yeah, no, he was always you grabbing him is the shocking part.
Mate, he's here
but
he
did you
comes.
see him ring the old man back in Ireland?
Was that his
Middle-
brother?
Was he
Oh,
brother or
night
dad?
night
or-
shift. No,
Nah, well, I think he rang dad who was in bed or something and got not much.
Yeah.
Oh, he's half asleep.
Not yeah, but I mean, if my son was debuting,
Yeah,
I'd get
true.
him straight to the
I think it was
Champers.
his sister did the odd, yeah, I think we have that channel.
Oh,
You might want to get it.
yeah, no, I saw he had a little shiner as well at one stage. The Irish are tough, mate. They love it.
Yeah, they are.
He's
tough.
got a good build.
Are Geelong cooked
right?
before we get? Is Geelong cooked?
Not anymore.
They're not cooked. Like if they didn't have the premiership pedigree and the veterans they have, I'd say yes. But if they could scrape into the bottom half of the 8.
Hey, just quick, Adelaide, $1.70 to make the 8.
Dawson.
Make the 8.
Wow.
What about the 4?
We should be
Are
jumping.
we
on that.
overtiming it?
We should be jumping that before we put this podcast out.
Yeah.
Are we over?
Well, no, my syndicate group chat was talking about it today.
Oh no, yeah. So we've just automatically triggered an up
Well, 'cause we kept
an
going.
overtime here. We'll give this. This can be Nick's overtime.
What, for
What club
Geelong?
are we doing?
Geelong.
I can't believe we overtimed Geelong.
Who overtimed Geelong?
Well, you're with your mate
Kate did, 'cause
O'Sheen.
we kept going.
Kate's automatically overtimed us.
$1.91 to make the 8 Adelaide.
What?
$1.91.
Let's get on it before this comes out.
No, this was in our syndicate today earlier. But I think $1.72 was quoted.
No, we got to get on that.
Sorry, Ted, not going to hail just yet, boy.
Sydney.
Is that me? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay, crucial win, obviously. Nick Blakey, the lizard finally unleashed. Best game of the year for him, clearly.
Have you seen the funniest part of the lizard? When he bounces the ball 5 metres in front of himself
Yeah.
and he throws it
Yeah.
and then takes 8 steps before catching it. He's running that quick. When he bounces, I'm like, he's not going to get that. And he still gets it at his
he's
waist.
so weird looking.
Yeah.
Oh, we love the Liz.
Honestly, when you look up, you're like, this doesn't
90%
make any
torso.
sense. Yeah,
Just wobbling
his
around.
Arms are so little.
Oh,
Like,
mate, it's so funny watching him go. His head bouncing around too. He bounces. Yeah,
He's
love
so
it.
good.
I like Sam Wicks in that team.
Yeah.
Another goal kicker. I've always kind of liked Sam
What's he
Wicks.
kick on the weekend?
2.
Yeah.
Just low under the radar Sam Wicks. I
Yeah.
feel like they're pouncy when he's in there. James
Big-
Rowbottom, 12 tackles.
Yeah.
That puts him 4th for the year. Do you want to go through who do you think the top 5 tacklers are?
Roy
This is
Laird had-
total tackles.
Roy Laird had 16 on the weekend.
He's 2nd.
Well, this is
There you
all the AFL.
Yep, total tackles.
Is Jinby still in there?
He's 5th. There you go. Rowbottom, I said, was 4th.
Fourth.
So,
So we need 1 and 3.
1 and 3. Yeah.
1 and 3. Let's just head.
First is 11 tackles ahead of 2nd. So it's pretty clear.
What
Is
sort
Rory
of-
Laird around there?
Oh my god!
You said Laird, he's 2nd. Thanks for listening.
Did I say that?
No, I said
No,
that. But yeah.
Dave said Laird.
Can you give us a little clue?
Well, he's trying something new this year, and that may help. That may have helped him increase his tackle count.
Who's had erection problems?
He's closer to the turf. Maybe that's probably what it is. He's rugged. He's rugged.
Someone lost a leg.
Shaved head.
Yeah, well, he's also
Bald.
got a shaved head. Yeah, he's also
Shaved
got
head.
shorter hair. Yeah,
Nah, it got me cooked.
Matty Rao.
Oh,
He's 100 tackles. 89 is 2nd is Laird. 3rd is Bont at 84.
wouldn't have got that.
Really?
No, wouldn't have got that in 100
either.
guesses.
Yeah, Bontempelli, 84 tackles. So that's the top 5. But Rowbottom was the one there. If he starts getting 10, 12, 13 tackles a game, he's at his best footy. He had an impact on the weekend. So, look, we're still worried about Sydney, but
I didn't mind Mac Daddy.
Big Mac Daddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he took a couple of clubs.
Do you mean McInerney or McAndrew?
McLaren.
Oh, McLean. There's a
Yeah,
lot of Macs.
Actually,
in that team,
Justin McInerney. If you enjoy grab Triple M's chat with him on Saturday morning.
Oh, okay.
Mate, he's 3/4. He's funny.
Yeah, good.
Oh, mate, you have a listen to.
I actually like him as a player. a
Oh,
lot.
g'day, JP. Yeah, the lizard, and he's talking absolute shit. Like, good morning to you too, Bernard. You know, he was good. So if you do, you have a listen to his.
Yeah, very good.
Speaking of Matt Rowell, we're on to the Gold Coast.
All right, Gold Coast Suns. Lukosius, I absolutely love. I know he kicked a couple of Joe the Gooses, but well done to
Well, the
him.
volley was very nice.
How good was that? And
Yeah.
he looked at it like, I didn't know if it was going through or not. Not a human in the world was letting that go through. I mean, that's an easy one to kick. We love Lukosius. We've spoken about him a few times. We talk too much about his kicking because sometimes we say how beautiful kick he is and then he misses the ones. As soon as I pump him up, he misses the easy ones. Matt Rao, though, oh my God, he's turned his career around.
Yep.
We were off him for 3 years. Was it 3 years in the middle there?
He just couldn't get
Whatever
going.
it was.
At least
yeah.
two. At
Two.
least
He
two.
looked slow. He looked like a tagger.
Didn't know how to get the footy.
He looked like he was closer to being out of the league than winning a Brownlow.
Yep.
Mate, he's polling, chalking up 3 voters. I reckon we've done maybe 4 chats this year where we've gone Gold Coast. Well, Matt Rao, let's start there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's been best on ground.
I was just saying, 3 or 4 BOGs.
Yep.
That was his best since
16 clearances.
the injuries, right?
No, that was better than any of those games.
Yeah. That was almost his. Well, no, not the pre-injury ones, was it?
Yeah, mate.
he had that
This is
game.
his best game in the AFL.
That was his best game in the AFL.
He had that game against West Coast to West Coast, but he had that game a month ago
Round-
where he.
Well,
Yeah.
round 1 last year against West
Yeah.
Coast as well.
Yeah.
His best on
I mean,
ground.
this was better than those.
Mate, the 16 clearances. He was 6 better than the
And his
second
feet,
most this
fast
season.
feet, busting out of stoppages.
Yeah,
Close game, sweaty conditions.
Every time I looked up, and I had a little interest on him, so I was pretty keen to watch
Yeah.
Matt Rao get over 21 touches.
Oh, you were
He
pretty
had
sure
16 clearances. He was so dominant.
Yeah.
Like clean as a whistle. And I get the grass eating shit is pretty funny for people. But I was saying at the time, I hope it doesn't take away from how good Matt
Did you hear the
Rao's
interview?
going. Yeah, he
about
grounds
it?
himself
Yeah,
and
he's just
leveling
grounding
himself.
It's like a meditation almost. Type
Yeah,
of
and it was
grass.
almost like someone who wanted to take the piss out, but he was like, no, it's
Yeah.
just making
Whatever happened to
myself
those
part of
grass
it.
shots? Like, was it boost juice? You used to get a little like shot of
A
grass.
little shot of grass or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what are those?
Check
Yeah.
he's at Westfield and he walks past the boost. He's like,
Oh,
you know
might
what?
just go with a grass
Gonna have
shot.
a little grass shot.
Oh, you're on a
If
smoothie
his
too?
manager's not chasing that opportunity, I'll
Yeah,
be
it's got to
disappointed.
come back. Carlton. This is me.
Oh.
And look, and well, saw you on Saturday morning. The markets. We were talking
yeah.
talking about.
catch up with the
Carlton.
markets?
Yeah, sorry,
well,
mate.
yeah.
What
We're
markets are
talking about
these?
you.
It's the Mount Claremont Prime.
Oh, that must be nice.
very nice. It's
Heading down to
it's
the
a
Mount
nice
Claremont
market.
markets on a Saturday morning, was it?
Well, old 40 used to live 3 metres from it.
Oh, well, la-dee-da.
His bloody mates give me free tomatoes.
What do they have at those markets? Jeez, the produce would be good.
Tomato
fresh,
steak,
mate.
steak
Only
or
the
produce.
best stuff.
I'm surprised they thought it was an earthquake in Melbourne this morning. It was me just biting into one of my apples. Just a
These
crunch.
two flogs in Mount Claremont sunning around the markets on a Saturday
Anyway,
morning.
And I got me trolley.
Yeah, you had a little shopping
Oh,
trolley.
you don't.
Little trolley.
Oh, far
yeah.
out.
Mate, I
nice
go every
place,
Saturday
mate.
by myself.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We were basically saying that none of the Carlton players looked good. Like
No.
all of their good players didn't look good. well, you watch that game and you said, like, there's 2 or 3 of these guys could be in the conversation for best 10 players in the comp. Who are they? You'd never have picked them in life.
No, are we talking about Carlton, after we went sideways?
Yes.
I was jokingly saying, but not joking. Like, Sam Walsh is a better footballer than who I'm going to say, so is Paddy Cripps. Carlton Football Club would be a better team with, like, a Lockie Schiltz in there, a Rochelle, someone like that along that forward line, because Harry Mackay's playing volleyball there for a while. He didn't want to mark it. He'd go in one hand going, please don't land in my hand because I don't want to kick it.
Yeah.
They've got so much talent, but you take out a Sam Walsh, they've won 1 game with this year against the Eagles. If you take him out, well, all of a sudden Matt Kennedy's playing half back on the weekend. We've had Hewitt as a sub.
Yep.
There's just so much, and I think we said last week, we did, because someone hit me up on social saying I agree 100% with Carlton. They need some shit kickers in there.
There's almost too much high-end talent.
Yeah.
But they would be better with taking out the 1 star and trading him for a couple of pieces, like a Lockie Schultz, just to be dangerous and competitive in the forward.
They almost need...
Not saying that Sam Walsh is better than Walsh or whatever.
But teams don't do that, right? They're not going to go, right, we've got too much talent, let's get Harry Mackay or Charlie Curnow or Sam Walsh and let's trade
get him in the door
for 3 small pieces. They're not going to do that. They almost need one of them to want to go.
Yeah.
They almost need a Harry or a Sam or someone to go, hey, I want out.
The G-Man tweeted Harry Mackay for Harley Reid.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that contract's not going to age well, Harry, at the moment.
No, you wouldn't be doing that.
Wow.
GWS.
That's me. Couple of guys I think need a shout out in this one. By the way, they've lost 6 games by 21 points or less. Every single one of their games, bar 1,
They've been in.
has been a 21
Who
point
blew 'em?
margin or less.
Sorry?
Who busted him? Who blew him open? Sorry, I should have finished the sentence. Which team blew him open?
Just Collingwood.
That didn't come out right. I apologise.
Hold on a minute. Toby Bedford. He deserves a shout.
Yeah, no, I like him. I didn't know he was an unbelievable runner.
I was going to say he was spunky, but I can't.
Yeah,
do that.
Keep it clean.
I did that. It was an accident. And Brent Daniels. He needs a lot of...
Carlton need a Brent Daniels.
We've lost.
Carlton need... I'm trying to straighten the ship here. Carlton need a Brent Daniels. That's what they need. Get rid of a star midfielder for Brent Daniels.
3 goals.
Mate, last week he was great too.
I'm trying to...
Blow the hooter, take me to Richmond.
Give us a bullet.
All right, the Richmond Footy Club, guys. Let's just straighten this up a fraction.
Sweating.
In what world? What does Andrew McQualter need to do to keep the job at Richmond? Love Minnie, Gippsland boy, da-da-da. What does he need to do to keep the job?
He needs to win games of footy and show they can play, but let's hear more about him. You know him pretty well.
No, I don't know him. I haven't seen him for
Well, give us
10
an old
years.
story.
No.
Give us an
He
insight.
was just, when someone leaves a... Did I say this last week?
Maybe.
When someone leaves a mark on you and you just remember it and it's nothing?
Yeah.
I still remember the firm handshake.
Yeah, that's
We did the firm handshake.
No, mate, he was always
Yep.
growing up like a star, like a leader. He was a leader before people were leaders at that age, if that made sense.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know. No, he's
Wise beyond his years.
yeah, good fella. As I said, I don't know him for the last 10 or 12 years or
Well,
whatever,
I
but
don't
he was always really good to me.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be wins and losses either, does it?
Well, I heard
Besides
this
what
morning
he's doing.
someone say that Richmond won't care for 1 second about people coming in with their new presentations. There's the Richmond way of football.
Yeah.
And people are still ripping it off the way they play.
Right, yeah.
Like, so there's no point coming in and saying you're going to reinvent the wheel. So that's why, and Ross Lyon gave Minnie an endorsement, a big endorsement on the radio on the weekend. So what has he got to do?
Well, I think one thing's clear.
Because there's no Tom Lynch, who I think is the best forward in the game.
And I'm big on you got to listen to the people when they're talking. And that, like Brendan Gale, every time he's spoken, has said, we're looking for the next Damien Hardwick. We're not necessarily worried about premiership credentials.
Yeah.
We're not looking for guys who have won flags or have coached for 10 years. They want the next Hardwick. Now, he is part of their infrastructure, like he's part of their fabric. He knows their game style. Now, they don't want the exact thing that Hardwick gave because that's the same thing. You're not going to get that.
Yeah, you want to spin.
Yeah, but what they have done has worked really well.
I hate internal coach promotions, though.
It doesn't tend to work.
I'm trying to think who that next tier, anyone else who's been mentioned as that next tier. Josh Carr might be one at Port, but he was sort of mentioned as a takeover from Hinkley one day.
Yeah, Dean Cox has been bumped up a lot. Don Pike keeps getting talked about.
Chaplin.
Troy Chaplin.
Was at Richmond for a
Yeah,
long
that's right,
period.
yeah.
Now he's over at Melbourne. Am I right in saying?
That sounds right.
I think he might have gone there.
Adam Uze still around?
Yeah, he's at Melbourne.
Yeah, okay.
He had a lot of cracks at it, though, Uze, hasn't he, at
That's
this
when
point?
you start to get a bit.
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve one, but there's something that's not getting him hired.
Oh, Hawthorn, here we go. Sicily ball, 16 marks, 43 disposals, 22 intercept possessions. So it's 43 disposals at 90% efficiency.
22 of them were
No,
intercepts.
The key here, it does to me, he can do that when they're getting flogged. The key here is that they won
the game.
Because he's done that in games and you've gone, whoa,
He's not
Sicily
done
had
that.
20
Not
marks.
22 intercepts.
No, but he's had big numbers. And
Why are you
go,
hating? No, mate, sorry. Let's go
Why-
back and talk
well,
about
No,
Freo then.
I'm just saying it's good that he did it in a win because that to me makes it
He's not
the game of
Jesus.
the
He
round.
can't play for the other 19 or 22 blokes on the team.
I'm just dark because he beat me in a fantasy grand final.
Yeah,
Sicily.
you hate,
Single-handed.
mate, why do you
Oh,
hate?
did he?
You wouldn't say it to his
I
face.
can't get over it.
He
he can piss off.
Oh.
Piss off, his mate.
Well, I
After me.
loved the double 50. I absolutely
Yeah.
loved it. Max King flopping to get the first 50.
Oh, yeah.
And the next bit that was going to go was 3 metres. So Sicily thought, nah, you can have another one.
Yeah,
Whack.
yeah. Doesn't mind the old spray after a free kick for Sicily.
No, that's all part of it.
But the Will Day, watching him run around again, and he seems to be.
How
he's
old's
not
Will
the.
Day?
He's 19,
21.
21. So he's obviously. He can be that first stoppage, but the next. You want him being the next possession. So a handball to Will Day, who breaks the lines and gets out and delivers inside 50. He's just running around. He really gives me, like, one day best player in the comp vibes.
Oh, I agree.
Wow.
No, I agree, mate. There was one passage of play, and I think he butchered the kick or just kicked long, where I thought he's dead. D-E-D, dead, buried. And for some reason, he knew something was coming from behind him. Took one little bit of candy, sidestep, composure. He is, oh my God, he's good.
The size, the stride, delivery.
Just got to stay healthy.
No, he's
Yeah.
class. He's all class. And I like the fact that he hasn't grown into his body yet. It shows me that there's more to come. You know what I mean? Like he's got that range.
Oh, yeah, mate, so rangy. He does a little bit, and I hate comparing players, but he's got that slow motion. He slows the game down.
The Bontempelli sort of.
He was
Where
gonna
everyone's
say
going helter-skelter.
Pendlebury.
Well, I was going to go Bont, but yeah. Just he's slow.
Slow down, Gene.
Yeah, the slow down.
Yeah,
Gene. Probably
like
played
that.
basketball or something.
Basketball background.
North Melbourne.
That's me. They only lost by 35 points to Collingwood. That's interesting.
Larky
right?
popped 5 in the last half.
Yeah.
I don't think Collingwood
They
shifted
weren't
down a gear once they were
going too
in
hard
control.
at it. Will Phillips, good to see signs of life from him.
Yes,
29,
agree.
career high, I think that is, 5 tackles. He's the one they've sort of been going, oh, well, geez, you stuffed that up.
Anyone
Yeah.
still got him in fantasy?
Yeah, but it's not that has not been a great draft. In
No, he
hindsight.
looked good. He did. I watched 80% of it.
Yeah.
He looked good. He looked composed.
Yeah.
Easy to curl up against Collingwood when they were marching early too.
Still
I
hope.
thought he was good.
That's hope.
No, more than hope. That's
And
more than hope.
Yeah, and it'll give him the confidence because he did it against a really good
Yeah,
side.
no, way more than hope.
The other one, too, is Hugh Greenwood.
Oh, I thought you were going to say someone else.
Oh, okay. We'll touch on Greenwood quickly. His last 3 games, 22 disposals, 9 tackles. There was a point about a month ago where I thought that might be it for Hugh
He did some
Greenwood.
freaky stuff too, like one-handed plucks.
Yeah.
He did like a bit of cooter off the ground.
Yeah, basketball background.
Yeah.
No, but he might have revived his career a little bit here because I thought he was on borrowed time. But,
Ooh,
I mean, he may still go,
yeah,
but
I
it's,
think he's probably
he's
still
giving it
borrowed
everything
time.
he's got.
Yeah, no, I agree
Where were
with
you
that.
going to race?
Mate, I was going to bring up the one and only Bailey Scott, another 30.
Oh, yeah.
Had 32 last week and nearly 900 metres gained or something.
Yeah.
Found his slot.
Had 30 again on the weekend.
I like
621 metres gained.
I like Miller Bergman too.
Kicked a goal as well. Mate,
Bailey Scott. Yeah.
watch Scott. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, okay.
Son of a gun.
Yep.
Was his dad a gun? I can't remember him.
No, he wasn't a gun. He was okay.
Right. I think he was Mick Barlow's favourite player.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I think he said it the other day. My favourite player.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so Bailey Scott's one that's going really well too.
Okay. Yeah, good.
His old man was at Sydney as well. Is that right?
Geelong.
Geelong.
Geelong, yeah, Geelong, North Melbourne
Geelong
choice.
North. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Are we?
We don't have full 2 minutes for North Melbourne, sorry. Let's round it off
Would
with
it, would, it be
West
rude,
Coast.
would it be rude just to skip
Well, I
it?
had North, and I was going to bullet them, but you.
We've
you
already
had-
done.
you had to use
We
the
had to
bullet.
kill him. We had to kill.
We had to use the bullet on GWS. So yeah. West Coast.
West Coast.
Out of respect to Luke Huey, I think he's going to hand probably the captaincy back. Thought about doing it maybe at the end of last year anyway. I think Oscar Allen's right to go. I think Oscar Allen's the next captain of that football club.
Okay, so at the end of the year.
Yeah, end of the. I think you'll captain when Shuey's not in.
Yep.
And I think he'll be captain permanently next year.
Yeah, I think so too. The kid, same as a kid, he's 24. He speaks really well.
He's got leader written all over him.
He's an extremely professional
He's a
player.
head boy at his school.
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
he?
so he's got leader all over him on the field a bit or whatever, but you can just see commercially.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The behind, when you're talking
Goal
to sponsors, we're talking to sponsors and
Yeah, and he
all
spent
the fluffing
last year.
you've got to do.
Last year he didn't play, and he spent the entire year sitting on the bench with the headset on. He's in the coach's box. He was actually a part of their coaching staff. essentially.
Coaching in the waffle.
He was diving right into it. The question is, it's not common. Key forwards as captains, it doesn't happen often because
Pavlich, Rewalt.
yeah, there's a couple of instances.
So I had to think about
Carey,
a couple there.
there's a couple, but it doesn't happen often. Typically, it's defenders or even
Taylor Walker.
midfielders.
The Texan.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many more do you need?
If you can get to 10, I'll be flat.
Oh, you keep talking.
Darcy Moore was drafted as a key forward.
Yeah.
Now you're stretching.
That
But, no,
counts.
I'm not saying it can't work.
Yeah.
I'm just saying typically that's not how it goes because you think it'll work.
Jared
okay.
Ruffhead.
He was right at the end of his career, wasn't he?
Oh, mate, hang on. Stop bloody interjecting.
Have I pulled a Nick here?
Yeah, I think you have, mate. I think
do
you have.
research.
Just the greatest captains of all time, of all centre half forwards.
I would say Kernahan.
Let's just sit here and start naming captains.
Was Barry Stoneham captain for a little bit? I feel like he was.
Barry Hall at Sydney.
Longmire?
No.
Nah, I don't think so. No,
Barry Hall at
Carey was
Sydney.
co-captain though.
There's list of the
They're
captains.
sharing the joy.
Yeah.
around. They're sharing the rock. Chris Grant, was he captain?
Yeah, he would have been.
Good player as well, wasn't he?
Brilliant player.
All right, well, let's get on to the...
Cowboys.
Barry Hall.
He's a co-captain.
Premiership captain, though. Barry Hall.
Treadray?
Warren Treadray.
It's like literally
there's a few
every
there.
club.
All right, Rhino. Last week you had Zach Butters, your man, with Tom Green nipping at the heels. Any changes?
Good question. No, I'm going to leave it purely because I haven't put any thought into it.
All right.
And they both played well anyway.
Who'd I have?
You had Connor Nash as your man with
Wow.
Played well.
Played bloody well.
Mitchell Lewis in backup.
Keep him.
Keep him.
Why would I move the best centre half forward, probably next captain of Hawthorn, out of the team?
Right. So I had Jai Amos with
future captain.
Jared Berry. Another future captain, Jai Amos.
I need the list of captains.
I'm going to slide Jai to the backup, and Oisin gets the nod first off captain rank.
Can we
Gets
just
his
get the
debut.
name again? Can we get the name one more time?
O'Sheen.
O'Sheen. Yeah.
O'Sheen.
O'Sheen.
If we get some clarification around this would be really great. All right, this has been a Hardball Gets AFL show, proudly brought to you by the Mazda BT50 You Do Ute. We'll see you next time.